What's up, guys? T here, and I'm back to give you the very first episode of our 2K22 My League series here today. We're going to be playing as an expansion team, the Vancouver Foresters. Shout out to the guy that made the logo and the jerseys and all that. But we're going to be playing as them. I decided since we're adding to the Western Conference, we're going to be moving the Memphis Grizzlies all the way to the Southeast Division in the East and move Portland from Northwest down to the Pacific with all the LA teams, Sacramento, LA Clippers and Lakers and the Warriors, and move the Suns from the Pacific down to the Southwest so they'll be competing with all the Texas teams and New Orleans. Maybe later down the line we add another expansion team or two, or we reshuffle around the divisions a little bit. But for right now, this is what divisions are looking like now. In 2K22 now, they do have the play-in tournament. So realistically, for our team, that's where I want to be. But let's get into the expansion draft. All right, with our first pick, we're going to take our one of our superstar players. We're going to build around Paul George, easy best player on the board right now. We could pretty much take anybody on this list right now. I think, exception if you can't take too many players from the same team. But we could take anybody from here with the only expansion team. But we're going to start off with Paul George. Easy pick. Pick. Gotta go with Drew Holiday, another veteran player. A lot of money we're sticking into this first two players. Roughly about what, $65 million in just those two players alone this season. Now sticking to another pretty pricey player, not as pricey as most players as you see contract wise on the board. Going Clint Capella, another great player at the top of the board. Now, this is where we stray off a little bit from just taking the best player available. Bring in Jeremy Lamb. He's 6'5". He's a decent defender, but mostly he's a good scorer. Either he could be coming off the bench or he could be starting. Either way, he's a valid scorer that can fit into any way we need him into the rotation or the lineup. Now, these next two picks pretty much correlate with each other. We're going to take PJ Washington and Brandon Clark, back to back. I might as well just wrap up both of their exceptions. Brandon Washington will be you know, the copycat of PJ Washington. PJ Washington is the more offensive one, and Brandon Clark is the more defensive one. So having them, depending on the situation, we could flip flop them in and out of the lineup. And they're being both too young on roughly 1 to 2 year deals, depending on if we want to extend PJ Washington past his rookie contract and take his rookie player, club option onto his contract. But two sides of the same coin, if you know what I'm saying. Backup point guard coming off the bench will be Alex Caruso. If you look at him, he looks like that average Joe you see at the local gym, just playing with some of the guys, in the old man league. But he's an athletic guy. He can play defense. He can shoot, and he can attack the basket. He's a great asset, and he could be a great backup point guard for right now. Even, step up if we need him to start because of injuries or anything. He's our guy, Alex Caruso. Next pick, you gotta get the sharpshooter, the sniper, Seth Curry. I think every Curry's a good player except for Eddie Curry. He was a bum. But Seth Curry, easy pickup. He's a shooter. Okay, relatively good defense. He's kind of small, but we have some other really good defenders on the team, so he won't have to be too much of a liability out there. Now, backup small forward, kind you know, kind of backup small forward. We'll bring in Kyle Kuzma. We'll give him his second chance from the Lakers. New start. He was planning on going to Washington. Now he's gonna come to Vancouver, And either he could be that starting or, once again, a bench forward coming off the bench, versatile. With our backup center position, I'm going to go with Dario Saric. He's going to be a guy that can stretch the floor, can kind of play defense. He has the size to kind of make up for his defensive weaknesses a little bit. But, we have once again, we have other really good defenders on this league, on this team. So he's going to be able to just kind of fit into the shuffle and, you know, be an offensive guy that we could rely on. And it's not too slouch on defense. Can't knock his defense. You know, quick run through with some of these picks. Picking up Josh Okogie, another good defender who can maybe develop into becoming a good, right now they have him as a small forward, power forward. Probably going to switch him back to being a shooting guard, small forward, because he's kind of undersized. He has the defensive ability to kind of help out in the paint, but I would just gonna have him be our perimeter defender. He's gonna be kind of our backup to Seth Curry. He can fill in, you know, the times that Seth Curry does become a liability coming off the bench. You slide in Josh Okogie, he can ball out. Even slide up at maybe that point guard position and start guarding some of the points. But Josh Okogie going to potentially be our guy coming off the bench. That's going to be a secret lockdown. I know he broke out when he blocked James Harden his rookie year. I was like, hey, this guy can ball. This guy can defend some of the best scorers in the league. Josh Okogie, welcome to Vancouver. Another pick, we're going to get Moritz Wagner. Moritz Wagner, kind of a difficult, spelling of the first name, but I didn't butcher it too bad. But bringing him in, he's 6'10", he's got the size on a 1 year deal, so either we extend him or we, let him walk in free agency after this first season. And he could shoot a little bit. Not too bad of a slouch on defense, but I feel like he's gonna fit into our rotation nicely. Now, these last two picks are going to be um, more of just trade assets. We're going to pick up John Wall, and we're going to pick up Kevin Love. Both will just trade before the season and see what type of assets we get back for them and work from there. All right, this is the deal that we have marked up with the Spurs for Kevin Love. Decided to trade Kevin Love first. Uh, the Spurs will get Kevin Love, a second round. We'll pretty much pick swap our second round picks with they have the Lakers pick in 2022 in the second round. So we'll swap picks. We get the worst of picks. They get the best of picks. And then they additionally get a second round pick in 2025 and 2026. They get a bunch of second round picks and Kevin Love, and we get Doug McDermott and, you know, a guy that most likely will not see the light of day on the roster, probably be mostly a G League guy, unless a lot of injuries happen to our team. But kind of a throw in. We get a second round pick at the end of the day. Simple as that. I'm going to take this trade with the Thunder to send John Wall to them. We get Mike Muscala, and we get a first round pick, lottery protected by the Detroit Pistons. Just so FYI, F Detroit, I hate them now because I was actually trying to scheme up a three-team trade where we get Jeremy Grant and the Thunder get John Wall and a first-round pick from us, and all the Thunder had to do was just sweep a couple like bench guys to the Pistons, and we'd been all good. Everything was good. The Thunder were like, "Hey, you giving us first-round picks and you dumped your salary over here?" And I'm like, "Yep, that's all I'm doing." And the Pistons are just not budging. They felt like they weren't getting enough. I threw some first round picks their way too. They weren't budging on it. So I said, hey, cut them out the deal. Thunder, you send me a first round pick, and we'll send you a send me the worst first round pick because this is lottery protected. Detroit's gonna end up in the lottery, so they pretty much get John Wall and they get rid of Mike Muscala, and they're probably just gonna turn around and flip John Wall for like 4 first round picks over the next 3 years, and the Thunder are gonna figure out something to do with John Wall, and we get rid of John Wall's salary. So, guys, this is what our roster has turned out to be. We have a huge drop off in overall wise on this team from 88, 86, 85, jump straight down to 78 overall. But I feel like, depth wise, this team can ball out and can potentially, hopefully, make a push to the playoffs. We are the third ranked on the power ranking, so, you know, they think very highly of our team. So hopefully we can live up to expectations and be an expansion team that can win a championship the very first year. And who, when I tell you those trade negotiations for John Wall were difficult because he has such a high cap hit, and there's only so many teams that are willing to take him on or can take him on. Whew, I'm tired. But I'll catch you guys in the next video. It's going to be roughly a summary of roughly the first 10, 15 games of the season. That's how I'm going to break it down, just so you guys don't have to watch, every game. Break it down, see how the team has improved. If any of you guys is leaning towards being on the trade block, any trades, any injuries, record update, all that. And hopefully by video, 3 or 4, we're already in the playoffs or making that playoff push. But I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Peace.